shit. I'm tired. No. Fucking.
You're finally here. Hello. Ugh, I don't even know where my book's at. Where's my book? Is the camera's even... Oh, everything's so bright. It's never ready. How we doing? Which camera to look at? Starting to be a lot of cameras down here. I'm starting to feel like there's a lot happening when there's nothing really happening. Nothing's going on. As you can see. You can see that. Nothing's here. Nothing special. You can do this too. Where's my book? Where's my damn book? I know, it took us a while to get set up, but give me a moment to get more comfortable. Get everything here that we need. I think I need to change the TV down there. This one. You're so bright. It's probably because of the TV in the background. We'll figure it out. Ooh, I just thought of something cool. We'll do that next week. Ignore that cable going across. Let's act like that's not there. I'm not fixing it. Okay? We'll fix it next week. We'll change the angles. It makes it more fun. Makes it more in the moment. Each episode, I don't know what's going on. We're here. If you're here, that means you're listening. It means you're watching. It means you're breathing. Prove me wrong. I wasn't going anywhere with that. You're alive. Be thankful. I don't know if you got your arms chopped off, but that sucks. It sucks if you're in that situation. I still need to get my book. It's kind of hot down here. I need to take off my shoes. It's quiet. Why does it feel quieter than normal? It's quiet as it's ever been. It's probably because my fridge is not humming. Nothing's going on in the background for me. What's today? It's Thursday. It's Thursday today. Does that matter for you? No. Just like to document, along the process. That's why we show up. We're documenting my life. And if you're interested, cool. But, hey, look at my socks. Pretty cool, huh? Anyway, what was I saying? I don't know. We show up here every Wednesday or Thursday. I don't know. My schedule's all over the place. I try to keep it concurrent. As I get more full-time into this, we'll have more of a schedule, a thing going on. And what is it here we do? We show up here at this specific shot, this specific angle, here in my basement, and we talk a little. We catch up. We say, hey, how's it going? You having a good week so far? I would like for them to come out on hump days, Wednesday. A little midpoint through the week, check in on each other. The most blah part of the week, the midweek. So we're here. This is midweek specials. And then, you know how it goes. Then Friday, we go. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying. And then Mondays, I don't know. I'm still figuring it out. Figuring it in. That's what we're here, experimenting. That's what life is. One big experiment. Play around. Experiment. Have fun with it. You only got one, so don't take it so serious, baby. Don't take it so serious. I need to go get the book, okay? What book? You've been here. You know what book? Maybe you don't. And you're going to figure out here shortly when I go find it. It's probably upstairs somewhere. I can't find the book for the life of me. I've been looking for it for 30 minutes. I don't know where it's at. Can you help me find my book? This is crazy. How'd I misplace a book? Where are you, book, old pal? This is really disappointing. Where could it be? Well, I'm gonna keep looking. I'll be back. Huzzah! Gosh. Let's get back to business. We're back. After literally probably 30 minutes. 30 minutes of this shit. Looking for it. We're behind schedule now. I was supposed to start at 10. It's 10:35. That's how long we looked for the book. You ask where it is? Where it was? Where it is? What it is? It was on the kitchen table like that. I'm just blind. I'm a bat. Hidden with some delicious Arby's coupons. You want a smoked brisket? You can get one. Arby's. Buy one, get one. In the app. Save you some money. You don't like Arby's? Yeah, they gone downhill. Or I just got tired of them since I was a child. But I still enjoy a roast beef. That'll stay there until I go back up. Anyway, we're here. We're going to be reading Oliver Burkeman's Meditation for Mortals. But before we begin, I know, you're going to lose the book again. No, I'm not. I gotta get these keys out of my pocket. Went and searched my car. That's how. I'll set those right there. Those are my wife's keys. Yeah. What was I saying? Don't know. I'm gonna get a drink. Gotta figure out a way to get this TV down here. Less bright, but that's good. I gotta be careful not to snort it. Nice and cold. I know. When will he stop? Never. Got a beef jerky stick right here. Can't see it. Doesn't matter. Nothing matters. Don't forget that. Gotta make sure I stay in the shop. Before we read, I like to take a snack. Before we feed the brain, we feed the stomach. Caffeinated, jerkinated. You just got jerkinated. I know they say don't chew with your mouth open, but I like to break the rules. How am I supposed to talk and eat to you? I'm gonna get a bag of chips. Got me a bag of protein chips. Had these sitting on my counter probably for months. I never eat them, but now we're gonna enjoy them. They're barbecue. Pure protein. It's gonna be a long episode. Just because the book, I need a snack after looking for that book. Alright, I won't keep you waiting. Today is day 13, called 3 Hours. I'm finding focus in the chaos. Alright? Make sure you're staying focused. I tell you, this is a... Tell you what. This is a good snack. Jerky, protein chips, a drink. This is a mukbang special. We got no Dax. For those of you that don't know, that's my cat. She's upstairs, drugged out of her mind because I stepped on her tail like, I don't know, a month back now. They had to shave it and x-ray it. She has a fracture in the tip of her tail. So she's upstairs drugged, just cronked out on the couch. Give me a moment to finish my snack, then we'll start the reading, okay? All these moments you need to give me. I was debating about not reading this episode. I didn't think I was going to find the book. But we did. Let me throw these aside. Those can sit right there. Product placement. All right. Let's begin. Let us begin. We've been here for far too long to not have gotten anything in. Dramatic effect. All right. Day 13, 3 hours. I'm finding focus. I'm not picking my nose. It's ready. The spicy barbecue. It's not like real spicy. Anyway, every morning, therefore, at about 9:30 after breakfast, each of us... What? Every morning, therefore, at about 9:30 after breakfast, each of us, as if moved by law of unquestioned nature, went off and worked until lunch at 1. It's surprising how much one can produce in a year, whether of buns or books or pots or pictures. If one works hard and professionally for 3.5 hours every day for 330 days a year, that was why, despite her disabilities, Virginia was able to produce so very much. Hey, shit, I'll go to say 1 hour a day. I'll say 30 minutes a day. Most people aren't even doing that. So 30 minutes a day can get you that far. So Virginia, it's not really that surprising to me that 3 hours get you that far. Fucking do 30 minutes. You'll be surprised. Like this video. I come down here and I do this and this is out and now it's a thing. I show you that you don't gotta do much to make a motion in your life. It almost feels like it's only 10% work. That's what it feels like. And a lot of things is just being patient, waiting around, doing things. Conquering the mind is the hardest thing. Beating yourself. How you gonna beat yourself? Kind of hard to do. Yeah, it's complicated. All right, let's actually start the book. That was just a quote in the beginning right there. All right, we got 1, 2, 3. We only got 4 pages. That's it. No, then you don't gotta, you can leave. You can leave, get out of here. Say, shut the fuck up. Why are you reading to us? Because I can. I need to read this. I'm just passing it along. Kind of cool, okay? If rules should serve life, and you can tell I can't talk great. And I like to repeat things because I don't know who's tuning in. There could be someone new here. It might not be. I don't know. Eventually I won't care. I won't know when you're tuning in and not tuning in, and if you're new or if you're not, okay? Someday it's gonna be over and I won't be introducing anything anymore, so it's just, you're gonna get thrown into class, you know, like midterm, you're like, what's going on? I don't know. If rules should serve life rather than the other way around, it follows, hey, this is rules that serve life, last week's episode. Rather than the other way around, it follows that you shouldn't expect there to be many one-size-fits-all rules for making most of your time. Everybody's life is different, after all, and no individual life remains the same for very long. Isn't it true? Still, there's no rule that comes close. If you're a knowledge worker, that is, if you spend your days doing things with computers and words and ideas as opposed to, say, building houses out of bricks, then you'll make the most progress and cover the most ground. If you limit yourself to about 3 to 4 hours of intense mental focus each day. It's a little unnerving, to be honest, how frequently this specific range... Got something in my nose. Itchy, man. It's itchy. It's a little unnerving, to be honest, how frequently this specific range of hours crops up in historical accounts of daily routines of artists, authors, scientists, composers, and others. There's Charles Darwin at work on the theory of natural selection in his study at Down House outside London, concentrating for 2 90-minute periods and 1 hour period each day. And Virginia Woolf, writing for 3.5 hours after a leisurely breakfast, producing 9 novels, 50 short stories, 3 book lengths, essays, and sources of shorter works, despite ending her own life at 59. Maybe we shouldn't be taking advice here. No, I'm not saying that, but damn. She couldn't find it. Couldn't find her way out. She defeated herself. In a way, lost. You win and you lose. Interesting. The mathematician Henry Poincaré focused intensely from 10 to 12 in the morning and from 5 to 7 in the evening, then called it a day. Charles Dickens, Thomas Jefferson, Alice Munro, and J.G. Ballard all engaged in focused work for similar stretches of time, as did Anthony Trollope, who claimed somewhat irritatingly that he managed to write 250 words every 15 minutes during the 3-hour stint he put in each morning before heading to his job at the post office. 3 hours a day, Trollope observed, will produce as much as a man ought to write. Several of these examples come from Alex Pang's book Rest, where he mentions countless others and assembles research that helps explain why, because intense focus uses up energy. Because it's more effective to focus intensely during only your peak hours, rather than half-heartedly all day. It's good stuff. It's true. No point in putting half-ass work in the thing you're doing. You might as well put in some strong effort. You don't want to half-ass at the gym, do you? You want to step into the gym and show up and half-ass a workout? What are you even there for? You probably wasn't even worth it. You would have got more gains. You would have just did something for 10 minutes intensely than just half show up. Just doing some motions. Okay? Just apply this stuff, man. People write it down in books for reasons. People buy these books for reasons. Put it in your head. Okay? Okay? Intense focus. That's what we're here, focused on this. This set. We're not distracted. I think. Kind of. I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about. Don't listen to me. I'm just reading a book and it's for me. It's for me. Oh yeah, and he said peak hours. You know, jobs got you the best hours of you. They got you for the best you. So you're giving them your best time. So find out your best time and put it into yourself. Work on yourself. If it's in the morning, if you're best at morning, wake up early and put those hours into yourself. You should be giving yourself the best hours, not some damn company. And if it's after, then do it after. You know who you should be half-assing? The company that's going to pay you no matter what, the same amount, the hour that you show up. Doesn't matter if you work harder. They're not going to give a shit, okay? So focus on yourself. We're getting off tangent. I do that a lot, but it applies. It applies. Where were we? Because it's more effective to focus intensely during only your peak hours rather than half-heartedly all day. And because creativity appears to depend partly on processes taking place in your brain while you're not focusing. It's actually true. Like when you're in the shower. It's almost the most creative time. Limiting the time allotted to high-stakes work also helps reduce the feeling of being intimidated or oppressed by it, which causes some people to procrastinate. There'd be little point in seeking to emulate the entire daily routine of any of those figures, most of whom every most of them who had servants or a wife to handle life's humdrum business, as they could spend vast portions of their downtime strolling the courtside, playing tennis, or drinking cocktails. But the near uniformity of their hours of deep focus suggests that I've come to think of this as 3 to 4 hour rule if you're getting creative work done. It has two parts. The first is to try, to whatever degree your situation permits. So wherever you're at in life, whatever kind of education you have, whatever it is, big or small, apply, try. That's what we're saying here. To ring fence a 3 or 4 hour period each day, free from appointments or interruptions. Set up an environment where you can give yourself, I wouldn't even say you need 3 to 4. Start off small, start off tiny. Give yourself 30 minutes. Even go smaller. Give yourself 15. Shit, give yourself 5. You're gonna want it, whatever it is that you're interested in, you're gonna show up and you're gonna stay longer than 5 minutes. Trust me. Come back or your money guaranteed. The first is to try, blah, blah, blah. The equally important second part is to not worry about imposing much orders on the rest of the day, to accept that your other hours will probably be characterized by usual fragmentary chaos of life. It's true. We're all just thrown in. You don't have control here. You're just getting thrown around. That's life. We're all flailing in the ocean, trying to swim. All right. Only got like 2 pages left, and then we're done. You got me out of here. We can say our goodbyes and meet here again next week. All right. This straightforward approach encapsulates more The straightforward approach encapsulates more limit-embracing wisdom than might at first be apparent. To begin with, it acknowledges the reality that most of us don't have the capacity for more than a few daily hours of intense concentration. But it also respects limitation in another important way. It frees you from the futile, perfectionistic struggle to try to make the whole day unfold in accordance with your desires. What was you saying? What were you saying? You ain't gonna have control. You try it. Like, look at this. I couldn't find the fucking book. I had control of that, kind of. I misplaced it, but you get the idea. I didn't think I was coming down here, have a smooth ride. We're gonna talk blah, 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 and the video's done. I got 30 minutes setback. I was distracted during my intense focus. I'm trying to imply stuff here. Okay, is it working? Good. But it also respects limitation in another important way. It frees you from the futile, perfectionistic struggle to make you the whole day unfold in corners with your... Okay. It respects the fact that your work demands focus, but at the same time, it spares you from having to spend most of your hours in a defensive posture, braced against each new email, phone call, or serendipitous encounter in the hallway. Jesus, struggling. Serendipitous encounter in the hallway. I like that choice of words right there. Serendipitous encounter in the hallway. We've all been in those situations. The most powerful effect of the rule, though, might be the way in which it limits the possibility of hurry, pushes back against the ubiquitous. I remember this word, but I don't remember what it means. Ubiquitous. Damn it. See? Sometimes it just doesn't stick we're gonna Google it anyway. Ubiquitous.
Being or seeming to be.
Everywhere all at once. Seems to be everywhere. Ubiquitous. Hey, I think everything can be like that. Once you start wanting to like manifest things in life, once you start wanting something in life, it just starts appearing, man. Anyway, it pushes back against the ubiquitous modern urge to get as much done as possible, as fast as possible, in obedience to the inner voice whispering that just maybe, if you really went hell for leather for the next few days, you might get on top of the work once and for all. That approach fails. I agree. That shit doesn't work. You need something, because that work's always there. There's always the next project, the next thing. You need to have a good system, a good thing for yourself, so you don't ever feel like you're falling because you're getting what you need to get done every day. That's why we show up. You show up, we show up to the thing that you need to get done, and you put some sort of energy into it every day, some sort of focused work, and it moves, it progresses. The progress bar gets done. Like you said, if you do the let's fucking ham this shit out every day, you're burning yourself forward. It's gonna catch up. The approach fails, not least because rest and good moods are both essential for sustained and successful work. The words of the economist Adam Smith here giving advice to the masters of workmen apply just as much to the question of how hard to drive oneself. Here we go. Let's read. If masters would always listen to the dictates of reason and humanity, they have frequently occasion rather to moderate than to animate the application of many of their workmen. It will be found, I believe, in every sort of trade, that man who works so moderately as to be able to work constantly
not only preserves his health the longest, but in the course of the year executes the greatest quantity of work. It's a balance, baby. You can't just go ham. Fucking, you do it. You give yourself short short burst, and you just get tired because you couldn't keep up the pace. You got to find your moderate pace and keep that, because you go sprinting, you're just gonna be tired, and then the guy with moderate, healthy-minded, healthy body is gonna have a good pace, and he's gonna catch right up to you and go past you while looking like it wasn't even a problem. Or you can do your own thing. I don't care. I'm telling you what I agree with here, and it's up for you to decide. I'm just throwing information out there, and you do what you got to do. You've been doing that so far, so it's been working, right? You're here. All right, let's finish this last page up. The 3 to 4 hour rule functions too as a reminder of the profound truth that for infinite humans, the work is never done. That's what I was just saying. The work's never done, so why in such a fucking rush to get it all done? It's just next day. Here's more work. Here's more emails. Here's more papers to sign. Your work's never finished. You're gonna die with a whole big to-do list. A central point of the Jewish and Christian tradition of the Sabbath is that you have to stop anyway, not because you've finished, but just because it's time to stop. Yeah, all these damn religious people, and they're the ones working hard anyway. Slow down, enjoy the Sabbath. No work on Sundays. What are you doing? Anyway, how far you can check out of the culture of overwork will be context dependent. Of course. But regardless of context, you can choose not to physiologically, we can read, collaborate with the culture. You can abandon the delusion that if you just manage to squeeze in a couple more hours of focused work, you'd finally reach the commanding position of mastering it all. The truly valuable skill is the one the 3 to 4 hour rule helps to instill, but not the capacity to push yourself harder, but the capacity to stop and recuperate, despite the discomfort of knowing that the work remains unfinished. See? There's always a twist. So a way of looking at it, that there is. You don't want to pull away from the work because it's a hard thing. You might say, oh no, you're getting the easy way out by only giving yourself 3 hours of focused work. I'm over here working 12 hours. But how comfortable can you stop? Can you pull away and be comfortable? It's always a spectrum to look at. It's always how you look at things. It might be more uncomfortable for the guy working only 3 hours, but pulling away and being able to be like, it's enough. I got work done. And we'll come back and we'll do it again, instead of over pushing yourself. Some could say that would be the more easy thing to do, is pushing yourself too hard than actually pulling away, knowing when to stop. I might have said that really butchered up and chopped up and not well said, but I understand it, and that's the most important thing here, okay? Is that I get what I'm talking about. And if you got it too, cool. So yeah, not the capacity to push yourself harder, but the capacity to stop and recuperate, despite the discomfort of knowing that the work remains unfinished. It's good stuff. This is the spirit embodied by one monk at Monastery of Christ in the Desert in New Mexico, interviewed by the writer Jonathan Melasek for his book, The End of Burnout. The monk's daily work period ends at 12:40 p.m., and no prizes for guessing when it begins, about 3 hours earlier. I asked Father Simon, a monk who spoke with a confidence cultivated through the years he spent as a defense attorney, what you do when the 12:40 bell rings, but you feel that your work is undone. You get over it, he replied. You get over it. You get over it. Isn't that such a good thing? A good thing? That's a good thing. It's a good thing. That was it. So we do a little, boom, we're done. We finished the book. Or didn't finish the book, finished the chapter. So, put in your focused work, do the thing you gotta be doing. You know what you gotta be doing, why aren't you doing it? That's the type of thing we do. We do what we gotta be doing, and you don't even gotta do much. It's 3 hours, that's all we're asking. That's not much. You give your job 8 to 12 hours wherever you're in there. Just show up and give yourself whatever it is you're after. A little bit of work. We're all after a lot here. We don't need to be. Look at the monks here. But in 3 hours, what do you do when you don't get the work done? You get over it. We don't need much. We don't. I don't know why. I do know why. I do know why. But everyone's after so much.
That's fine. Do what you want. Do what you want. But it feels like a lonely world to me because everybody's after so much when we need very little. But hey, get your Lambos, your yachts, whatever you're after. It's a free life. Enjoy. You know what I'm after? Freedom. That's it. But the more you want, the more you're locked in. The less freedom you have. The more shit you own ends up owning you as your time. Okay? Do what you want. I'm not trying to tell you what to do. Just throwing some words out into this mic, onto the internet. Just doing what other people are doing. Just another guy. Blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah. Enjoy your life. Okay? If you want super yachts, go for it. Everyone's got a rule. Everyone's got their rules. Everyone's got their things that they do. Okay? Just because one guy seems like he knows what he's talking about doesn't mean the other guy doesn't mean he knows what he's talking. Everyone has different roads. See, there's many paths to whatever you're after. What am I talking about? What's in my throat? All right, we put in the work. We showed up. We did a thing. This is a thing we did here. Mike says I've been here for an hour and 2 minutes. We've been here for an hour and 2. It's a lot of time. A lot of focus work here. 30 minutes of that, though, was finding my book. But it doesn't end here. Here, I guess it does end here. We're at the end. But I gotta go put this video together, whatever that looks like. So I put that's pretty around my 3-hour focus work. Okay, what do I do the rest of my time? I jerk off. I jerk off for 8 hours a day. Isn't that nice? No, I don't jerk off. That was a joke. Wasn't funny? I don't know. Well, I look back at that in 10 years and be like, why? Why did I say that? Probably not. Because I enjoy the moments. I enjoy my moments. The moments I'm alive. And I don't look back at things and be like, oh. Because we all do that. You change. You grow as a human. And I'm like, yeah, that was a different me. And I did say that. And I meant it in that very moment. This moment. Very moment. And like I always say, I could change the tune. You can too. Don't be scared to say something retarded. I know some of you don't like that word. It's just the word that comes out naturally. Okay? So it's the word I use. Been using it since I was a wee little lad. Retarded. A little bit retarded. Maybe I'm retarded, huh? Okay? You ever think of that? You ever think of that before you... Maybe I am. Have you been listening to me? Okay. I don't know what we're talking about. We get so sidetracked. I bring that up because I get quite a bit of comments and people say I use the R word, and that's fine. I don't mind. You can be offended. You have the right. But I just want to say this. I never give a shit when people say things. I just, like, interesting. You can think that. That's cool. That's what's cool. But to pull other people down because they say something, to try to delete them, that they're just not right people. We're all people. We're all people. You can tell. You can tell when people are being malicious. But I don't know if I'll be surprised, you know. I think I will be surprised eventually. But who knows? I'm going to keep doing this. Keep doing that. Keep saying things. Yeah. I was going to say something else, but I get so off topic. But it's not off topic. We got here organically, so I never fell off. Never fell off the topic. What was I going to say? Say it. I don't remember. My phone went off too. Kind of distracted me. Oh, the jerk off thing. That's how we got here. I made a stupid joke. What am I going to do the rest of the day? That's what I was going to be honest and be like, oh, I'm going to work out. I'm going to eat with my wife, watch some Netflix, feed my cats. I don't know, do some laundry, work out. Did I say work out already? I like working out. Yeah, that's about it. Okay. Go on the internet. Look for some opportunities. What do I mean by opportunities? I'm looking to buy a house right now. Another house. Because I'm a landlord. I'm a lord of the lands. Spit on me. Yeah, and I'm trying to get more. I know, you're just saying, you be content. I said I'm after freedom. And you know what you need to have freedom? You need money. You need a certain amount of money to cover your bills. But I'm not here to preach about that. I was here to read. I did the thing. I'm going to get out of here. We'll talk. Maybe we could just show up and have talks about that, you know? All right. Get out. Get out of my house. Go. Who invited you here anyway? You just walked right in. That's what you did. The door wasn't open. So get out. You broke in and entered. You clicked. You clicked and you clacked and you just get. Why aren't you gone? Go! Get on out. You're still not gone. I'm on my phone. Dude, go. You don't need to be here. I got nothing else to say. I really don't. Never really have anything to say anyway. See, I'm looking at houses. Can you even see that? Boom. We're looking at Trulia here. It doesn't matter, but that's what I'm doing. Maybe we'll have videos on some real estate shit. Eventually. Once we pick one up, nab one. That'll be cool. All right, go. Get. Advice. Life advice. What do we got? I don't got anything. Stop looking for life advice. And live. There you go.